The first thing she said was barely louder than the hum of the office AC. "No one wants to date me." We were alone, too alone, the kind of quiet that presses against your eardrums. She didn't look at me when she said it. She looked at the glass wall, at our reflections layered on top of each other like strangers forced to share the same frame. Then her hand moved. Not fast, not nervous, deliberate. She lifted her shirt just enough to make a point she didn't say out loud. I didn't flinch. On the surface, I stayed still, calm, a single dad who had learned how to keep his face neutral while chaos screamed inside him. But something cracked quietly behind my ribs, because in that moment I understood something without proof. This wasn't loneliness, this was bait, and I had already been swimming in the water longer than I realized. I had trusted her because she never asked for trust. She was my boss, polished, controlled, the kind of woman people described as misunderstood, the kind who complained about being single while never actually being alone. I told myself the late-night calls were about deadlines, the compliments were professional, the way she remembered details about my daughter was just kindness. That night rewrote everything. Her whisper wasn't desperation, it was strategy. And the worst part, I didn't feel desire, I felt used. I went home after that, made dinner, helped with homework, listened to my daughter talk about school like nothing had shifted. But inside, I replayed every moment. Her hand brushing my sleeve, the way she flinched when her phone buzzed, the pauses before answering simple questions. I realized I had never been invited into her life. I had been placed there. I didn't confront her. Men who react too fast lose control. Men who wait learn. I started paying attention. Her calendar didn't match her stories. Her therapy sessions aligned too perfectly with the CEO's travel days. Her phone was always face down, always silent. I requested access to shared project logs, quietly, reviewed email timestamps, noted patterns. I smiled in meetings, agreed with her decisions, let her think I was still steady, still safe. At night, when the house was quiet, I connected dots she thought were invisible. This wasn't about me. I wasn't special. I was convenient. The proof came on a Thursday, a forwarded email she didn't realize still had metadata attached, a private reservation booked under her assistant's name, 2 rooms, same floor, different last names. I printed everything. Paper feels heavier when it carries truth. The next morning, I asked her one question, soft, casual. "Do you believe honesty is important in leadership?" She smiled, confident. "Of course." I slid the folder across the desk, didn't raise my voice, didn't accuse, just watched. Her face collapsed in stages, confusion, calculation, fear. She opened her mouth. I stood up. "You said no one wants to date you," I said quietly. That wasn't a confession, it was a warning. She reached for control, apologies, explanations, tears loaded and ready. I didn't wait for them to fire. I didn't destroy her. I didn't need to. I sent the evidence where it belonged. Compliance, HR, the board. No commentary, no emotion. Facts don't need tone. Then I resigned, effective immediately. She lost more than a job that day. She lost the illusion that she was untouchable, and the man she thought she could bend, he walked out without looking back. Weeks later, I watched my daughter laugh at the park, uncomplicated, honest. I realized something sitting on that bench. Some people don't want connection. They want access. She mistook my silence for weakness, my restraint for desire. But I was never lonely. I was focused. And now I'm gone, forever out of her reach.